What's up, guys? Welcome to my home. And I hope you're ready because today I'm gonna show you how I make the perfect steak. It's always gonna start off with a good cut of beef. I've got a grass-fed, pasture-raised ribeye. You can tell by the marbling and the color, this is a well-fed, well-treated animal. First things first, I always dry brine my meat. What's a dry brine? Well, it's gonna be covered in salt, stuck into the fridge, allowing it to dehydrate. It's kind of like a poor man's version of a dry age. So by doing that, it's gonna make the beef easier chewable because the tissue's further broken down. It's also gonna enhance the flavor of the beef because the water is diluted from it. More importantly, is that this meat has been brought up to room temperature. Because if you go grab a cold steak, throw that on the skillet, shame on you. So for me, it's all about having the trusted tools. And mine is an age-old cast iron skillet. You can tell this was originally orange. It's got a few city miles on it. It's a lot of flavor. So we're gonna get that started off piping hot. So once our skillet starts to come up to temperature, I'm actually gonna take a fat. I prefer animal fat, and of the animal fats, beef tallow. Why? Well, beef tallow actually has the highest smoke point of any of the animal fats. I make my own tallow homemade, so I'm a bit partial to it. I'm gonna drop that into the skillet, let that create a nice layer of fat. Why? Because we're gonna be able to cook our meat really nice and even. It's gonna sear a nice crust on top of everything and really add a lot of profound flavor to the beef as well. So we've got smoke, we've got aroma. Now it's time to put our steak onto the skillet. First thing to remember, you always wanna lay the steak away from you so that you're not splattering upon yourself. And that is the sound that we wanna hear. So a steak for this size, roughly 2 inches thick, we're gonna let it cook for about 4 to 5 minutes per side. Now you can see that I'm flipping it over to our second side. We've already established a beautiful looking crust there. And I'm just gonna drop with my spoon and coat and baste. So the steak has just come off the skillet and we're gonna let it rest. Many people make a mistake to immediately cut into the beef. It's not what you wanna do. You wanna let it rest and then cut into it. That way you maintain its juice, its flavor, and all the good stuff. So here's that magic sound I was telling you about, folks. That's the sign of a good crust. Yeah, I'm a happy guy. And that is what we're looking for. So the reason we do this with flaring the steak out is not just for the display. It is very beautiful to look at, but it's so that when we hit it with the salt, it's evenly distributed, all the pieces get all the right. So I always finish my steaks. Some people use a little bit of butter. I just take the tallow and the grease that everything was already cooking in and drop it right on top of our meat to really give it a final finish. So we always gotta finish our steak with some beautiful coarse sea salt. Let's see how we did. It's a simple thing, guys. Let the beef do the work. Let the skillet do the work. Everything else will work out just fine. Don't fuck it up.